I never thought my life could change in the span of a single minute. 1 minute of silence. 1 minute without my husband inside the house. 1 minute that tore open a truth I wasn't prepared for. My name is Emily. I'm 33 years old. And until recently I believed I had married a good man. Not perfect but good enough to build a life with. We lived in a small quiet neighborhood. I worked from home as a freelance writer. My husband Jason worked long unpredictable hours as a property dealer. We didn't have children yet but we were trying. Or at least that's what I believed. It was a warm Sunday afternoon. The kind where the air feels slow and heavy and you can hear kids playing 3 streets away. Jason and I were cleaning the living room. He was in one of his good moods humming old songs and making stupid jokes about how I hoard too many books. Jason, just put them on the shelf, I said. He laughed. One day your books will push us out of the house. It felt normal. Comfortable. Safe. Then his phone rang. A sharp vibration on the glass table. He glanced at the screen and his entire face changed. I didn't recognize the expression he made. It wasn't fear. It wasn't panic. It was more like annoyance mixed with obligation. I need to step out for a minute, he said. Someone's waiting outside. No problem, I said casually. I didn't think anything of it. Why would I? He grabbed his keys and walked outside, closing the door behind him. 30 seconds passed. Then a full minute. And that's when someone knocked. Not loud. Not urgent. Just a soft, steady knock that felt wrong somehow. I opened the door. An old woman stood there. Thin. Gray hair tied back. Wrinkled face. A worn shawl around her shoulders. She looked exhausted. Her hands trembled slightly as she held a small envelope. Is he gone? She asked. My stomach tightened. Who? Your husband, she whispered. He just left. I saw him walk out. I froze. Do you know him? She swallowed hard and pushed the envelope into my hand. I came to give this to you. Before he comes back. What is this? I asked. You need to see it for yourself. Before I could respond, she turned and hurried away down the path faster than someone her age should have been able to move. I stood in the doorway clutching the envelope. My heart was beating too fast. Something was wrong. Deeply wrong. I closed the door, locked it, and sat on the couch. When I opened the envelope, a thick stack of cash fell out. Old worn bills tied with a thin red string. My hands were shaking. There was also a folded note. I unfolded it slowly. The handwriting was shaky. I am paying you because your husband promised he would take care of me. He never came back. He took everything from me. Please don't let him do to you what he did to me. My mouth went dry. Before I could even process the words, I heard the front door open. Jason walked in looking annoyed. Who was that outside? Why is the door locked? I hid the envelope under a pillow. Just someone asking for directions. He narrowed his eyes slightly. Why are you acting weird? I'm not, I lied. He studied my face for a few seconds. Then he shrugged and went to wash his hands. My heart raced the entire rest of the day. Who was that woman? How did she know my husband? What did he take from her? And why was she afraid of him coming back? That night I waited for Jason to fall asleep. Then I quietly slipped out of bed. I took the envelope and walked to the living room. I counted the money. 200,000 rupees. Why would a poor old woman give me that much money? Why would she be warning me about my own husband? The next morning Jason left early for work. As soon as he was gone, I grabbed my keys and went searching for the woman. I asked neighbors. I walked around the block. I checked nearby shops. Nothing. It was like she had vanished. But she had left one clue. The back of the note had a small address written in faint pencil. I took a cab to that location. It was an old apartment building. Cracked walls. Rusted railings. The kind of place time had forgotten. A young boy pointed me to the second floor. The old lady lived there. But she moved last week. Moved. Then why had she come to my house yesterday? I climbed the stairs. The door to the apartment was half open. Inside everything was empty. Except for one thing. A little wooden box on the floor. I opened it. Inside were documents. Hospital papers. Medical bills. A house deed. And Jason's signature. My husband had sold her house. Not helped her sell it. Not arranged a deal. He had taken it. The papers showed he convinced her to transfer the property to him in exchange for lifetime care. But according to the hospital bills, she had been alone for months. No support. No care. Nothing. I felt sick. My husband had scammed a helpless old woman. I sat on the dusty floor shaking. I wanted to scream. I wanted to hit something. I wanted answers. When I returned home, Jason was sitting on the couch scrolling his phone. I went out today, I said. He didn't look up. Okay. I visited an address. He froze. What address? The woman's address. Slowly he lowered his phone. Emily. Whatever she told you. It's all lies. She's confused. Old people forget things. She had documents, Jason. Your signature. You promised to take care of her and then you took her house. He stood up. His jaw tightened. Don't dig into things you don't understand. I understand enough. He stepped closer. His voice dropped. You need to drop this. For the first time in our marriage, I felt scared of him. That night I slept with the envelope hidden under my pillow. I kept replaying the old woman's words. Don't let him do to you what he did to me. What did that mean? What did he plan to do to me? The next morning I made a decision. If he could scam her, he could scam me too. Maybe he already was. Maybe the late nights weren't work. Maybe the sudden cash problems weren't accidents. Maybe everything about him was a lie. I needed evidence. So I planted a small audio recorder inside his car. A cheap one I bought from a shop that same day. When he came home that night, he didn't suspect anything. The next morning when he left, I waited exactly 10 minutes. Then I sneaked outside, grabbed the recorder from his car and rushed back inside. My hands were shaking as I played the audio. A man's voice. She suspects anything. Jason sighed. Maybe. She's smarter than she looks. What will you do if she finds out? I'll handle her. Same way I handled the old one. Make her think she misunderstood. Keep her quiet until the new deal is done. My entire body went cold. So you're taking her property too? The man asked. Yes, Jason said. She doesn't know it yet. Once she signs the papers, I'll be free. I felt the world tilt. He didn't love me. He didn't want a family. He wanted my parents' land. The land they left me when they died. The land I had been planning to build on. He married me for that. I knew what I had to do. That evening I cooked dinner. I behaved normal. I laughed at his jokes. I listened to his stories. I pretended everything was fine. When he left the table to take a call, I slipped the envelope of money into his briefcase along with the old woman's note. Then I picked up my phone and dialed the number on one of her medical forms. It belonged to her daughter who lived abroad. I told her everything. She didn't cry. She didn't shout. She just said one sentence with a trembling voice. We'll handle it. Thank you for telling me. 2 days later everything exploded. I was sitting on the couch when the police knocked on the door. They arrested Jason in front of the entire neighborhood. He kept shouting my name, demanding I explain. Emily, what did you do? I didn't say a word. The old woman's family had returned. They brought lawyers. They brought proof. They brought witnesses. Jason had scammed not just her but 3 other families in the past 5 years. He had a pattern. Trust. Befriend. Promise. Steal. The money in the envelope was the last cash she had saved. She had given it to me because she didn't want me to become his next victim. The case moved fast. Jason was denied bail. A week later I received a call from the old woman's daughter. She thanked me and said her mother was recovering in a better hospital now. Before ending the call she added softly, "You saved her. And yourself." I hung up and stared at the empty house. My marriage was over. My trust was shattered. But for the first time in months I felt free. Jason had used people all his life. But in the end the truth caught him faster than he expected. And the minute he stepped out of the house that day, the universe finally opened a door for the truth to walk in. That old woman didn't just bring me money. She brought me my freedom. I thought the old woman brought money to warn me, but she actually came to save my life.